today's episode of Candid Kaya. Today, I am here with Amber, and she is going to be talking about her journey as a woman, and at that, a Black woman in corporate America. Stay tuned. All right, Amber, so tell the viewers just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Amber Donahue. I am 25 years old, graduate of Spelman College. I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but now living here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am an associate manager in marketing operations.
Okay. All right, so tell us a little bit about why you decided to take the route of doing corporate America.
Yeah, I think definitely, after graduating, I felt like corporate was the best route for me just to kind of get my feet wet, get, a variety of experiences and make money. I think people come out of school like grad school or work and, everybody has their different personal reasons and professional reasons for what makes most sense. But for me, I definitely wanted to start getting that career experience, even with, the possibility of grad school in the future and just start making that money.
So keyword,
money.
All right. So Amber, I do have a question for you. So as a millennial, we're both millennials. Why, in your opinion, do you think that some people are scared to pursue a corporate job?
I definitely think it's tough, especially as a millennial, especially as an African American, especially as a woman. Corporate is very tough. And I think it's just a different way of life. You come out of school where you have so much freedom, and then you go into a corporate job, which is like a 9 to 5 or like an 8 to 7, and I think it's mentally draining, and it can kind of like hinder the creative process as well. So it definitely, takes a toll on you being in that corporate environment. I think that's why so many millennials are nervous about pursuing that route, just because it is going to be challenging, and it's a hierarchical place. You start at the bottom of the totem pole. So, it's tough.
Yeah,
as a young person.
I agree with that. All right. So you have had some various work experience, as you mentioned. So just tell us a little bit about your journey to corporate America and what you've done so far.
So I started off in corporate just interning. I completed one internship with Deloitte Consulting, and then I did a few other internships back home in Chicago with like a utility company, very random, but still working in like revenue and finance. And then I went into consulting, and then I was offered the full-time position from my internship for consulting, and so that's where I started my career, going straight into strategy and operations consulting for Deloitte, straight out of college.
Okay. All right. So do you think that internships are vital if you want to have a pretty substantial career in corporate America?
I do. I think your internships and your career experience is more vital than even your major or your degree. I think in this day and age, especially like, us going to a liberal arts college, you can truly major in whatever you want to major in. You just have to have that career experience to like back up, where you foresee yourself in the future. So you could be a psychology major, get all those business internships, and literally go to pursue business. So I definitely think the internship and your job experience is the most critical.
So Amber, in your opinion, how important is it to keep your professional life separate from your personal life?
I definitely think you should keep the two separately. I know I do myself. I have like my work phone, I have my personal phone. I don't like to mix the two. I don't need my company watching me like that. So I definitely think it's important to keep the two separate, but you still want to be a human being. A lot of corporate now is about, having a fit, and are you fit for the company, and like, do you fit the culture? And so you want to be relatable, you want to be able to, make small talk with your coworkers, but you definitely don't want to let your personal life interfere with your work. You definitely want to always keep it appropriate, so you don't need to be like,
girl,
I was
follow
so
me.
hungover last night, and now I'm here dying at work. I have some coworkers like that, and I'm like, filter. But yeah, definitely keep the two separate.
Okay. All right. So Amber, how important do you think it is for a woman to come with just super high credentials when applying for these top jobs versus a man?
Super important. I just think as a woman, and again, as a Black woman, you just have to be even more on point than your fellow male white counterparts. It's just the reality of the situation. They are sometimes unknowingly just like critiquing you harder and holding the bar up even higher for you. So I just think it's that much important. And you aren't as represented in the corporate workplace.
Right.
I haven't found a place yet where I feel like there is equal representation in terms of women, in terms of diversity. So you just have to be that much better.
Yeah. So, as a Black woman working in corporate America, do you feel that your voice is heard on different opinions or different subjects?
I do and I don't. I will say at my previous job, I definitely felt very discouraged as a Black woman there. I didn't feel like my voice was heard. I didn't feel like I was taken as seriously. Um, I also sometimes feel a personal complex, not to sound like conceited or anything like that, but I do think there's kind of a perception of like pretty people in the workplace. You know what I mean? Um, like you aren't supposed to be there. You aren't serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they can't take you as serious. You're a distraction. And I feel like now that I work in marketing, which is a little bit more of a laid back environment, I feel more comfortable. I feel like it's a better fit for me. I think I feel more heard. But it really varies, There's times that you are, there's times that you aren't. And you just kind of have to figure out how to play, the situation that you're in, when to be more aggressive, when to be more outspoken, when to fall back. It's very much a game that you kind of have to play in the corporate workplace.
That makes sense. So, do you feel that also just being a woman in general, that you have to hide some of your emotions and put up some sort of guard so people can't really see who you are?
Yeah, I do. But it's weird. Sometimes I feel like, a lot of times it's almost like there's no winning in corporate,
Right.
I recently had my boss come to me and he said, do you think you have a problem with confidence? And you know me and other people know me, and you're like, in what world does
Right.
Amber have a problem with confidence? And I'm like, okay, maybe he was mistaking confidence for like a lack of aggressiveness. You know what I mean? And so it's very easy for men to be like aggressive and show that emotion and, get passionate and get on people in the workplace. As a woman, sometimes you want to suppress that. And as a Black woman, you're like, is my aggressiveness going to be perceived as
Right.
angry, the angry Black, moody, bitchiness? So it is, like I said, a game of like feeling out situations and knowing when to suppress and when to kind of like show that emotion.
All right, Amber. So now I want to get a little bit of your advice. What advice do you have for just women in general who want to succeed in the workplace?
As I said, definitely find a mentor. Definitely find people who can vouch for you, who can vouch for your work, and who can guide you in the workplace. That's extremely important. And I think it's extremely important to, of course, have your mentor that looks like you, but also have your mentor that doesn't look like you. To bring that perspective in so that when they are having those discussions at the round table about promotions, about performance, that
Right.
you don't just have the person that looks like you vouching for you, but you have other people that can speak to your work and speak to your accomplishments. So definitely network, and find not only mentors but advocates. Other pieces of advice that I would give is just definitely work hard. You're going to have to work harder than everyone else. So, be on time, make sure that you are there and punctual for all meetings. Take your seat at the table, be seen, have that confidence, and always cover your ass. I have a folder in my email, a CYA folder, and people in corporate will tell you about that. And always keep a paper trail, always, be able to back yourself up. I just, always make sure that you look out for you in the workplace. No one's going to look out for you how you do. So that's my advice.
That's true. That's true. All right. So another piece of advice. What advice do you have for women who are just intimidated about becoming businesswomen?
It is intimidating, so I don't want to like take that emotional way, but I would say don't let it get the best of you. You have to put yourself out there. You have to try, and you're going to fail, you're going to make mistakes, but you're going to learn from them and you're always going to overcome. I know I was in a super intimidating environment when I first started my career. It was very hard on me, and in many instances I feel like I was a failure in that environment. I feel like I maybe didn't reach the potential that I saw for myself, but I definitely learned so much. And coming from that place and moving into a different role and a different place in my career, bringing that experiences with me has just made me that much better. So I would say don't be intimidated, and I would say be intimidated at the same time, because I think the intimidation, you will grow from it and you will learn from it, and you'll just become a better corporate woman.
What advice do you have for women who are working in corporate America, making that money, but just aren't fulfilled with what they are doing?
I would advise that you definitely find your creative outlet, definitely find what you are passionate about outside of the workplace. Although it is challenging to kind of focus on a side business or a different aspiration or a hobby, while working in corporate, because it is that draining mentally and physically. I think it is important to be, thinking about your next move and thinking about what makes you happy. So corporate is a great way to start your career, to build your wealth and to start saving money, and then you can take that and channel it into like what you're passionate about and other side businesses and entrepreneurial ventures. So I would say just always find your passion, keep up doing what makes you happy while working in corporate.
Okay, good advice. Hint, hint, that's how Candid Kaya was started.
Yes.
All right, so Amber, just last question. What advice or what would you tell a woman who is working in corporate America but is experiencing sexism and colorism?
I would say definitely find somebody that you can talk about those experiences with. Definitely find somebody who you trust in the workplace, who can share what you're experiencing and kind of come up with a plan to handle that. I think that in this day and age, we're in 2018, and there's so much coming out now in the media about sexual misconduct in the workplace and sexual harassment. I think that there's definitely more consciousness and awareness about that now, and I think that it is okay to find someone and to speak up about your experiences, whether that be something, sexual harassment, or whether it be racism or any type of discrimination. I think that we are in a more accepting age.
Right.
I think you still do have to, be cautious, because there is always, the fear of retaliation or being, people not taking you seriously or not believing, what you're saying about whatever you're accusing someone of. But I think that, most companies, you come in, they talk about their code of conduct and what is not acceptable. And I think it is okay to tell someone if that is happening.
Okay. All right. Well, that concludes today's interview. Amber, tell everyone how they can keep up with you.
Yes, you can definitely keep up with me via social media. My Instagram name is @BaddieBer, BADDIEBER. So all you corporate baddies, definitely follow me there. I think I'm pretty much the most active on that space, but you could definitely get my email address. Are you going to put that below or something?
I may.
Okay. You can definitely contact me at my email address if you have any questions about corporate America, and I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Amber, for coming on today's episode and sharing about your experiences being a Black woman in corporate America. We hope you all enjoyed today's interview, and if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Good luck on that job search. Yes. We'll see you later.